Hello everyone, it's Janet here with another project for the Wild Bunch and the Wild Orchid Crafts. And the Wild Bunch, the challenge this month for us designers was to do a harvest project using like organic products, using twine, raffia, burlap, skeleton leaves. So this is the project that I came up with. I did a little jar and I have some trims in it. When I saw what the theme was, I thought, well, this is just really my youngest daughter. And so I made this jar, and this little heart is the same as I made the last hearts for my last project. The only difference on this heart is I did it all the same, and you can go back to that last video to see how I made this. And someone did ask for a tutorial, so I will probably put a tutorial up for that. The difference, I put a picture behind the heart of my daughter and her husband, and this is what the picture was like. And so I just cut it out with a heart and just backed it with glue around the edges, and then behind it, to make it more finished, I covered it with linen so that it makes it finished. So I really like the way that looks with the chicken wire, and then you can see their faces and I really felt like it went with the theme this month. And so then in the corner of this is some vintage lace that I had in my stash, and this is one of the wooden pieces, and I actually just put a little paint and a little vintage photo over it. It is one of these mixed wooden bird, butterfly, dragonfly embellishments, WDE002, and added that up there. And then this one here is a mix from the mixed color cherry blossom pack, PM00032. And then the little guys are from, the little yellow ones are from the mixed color sweetheart blossom pack, PM00084. I wanted to add a little punch of color, and she does like yellow and orange. I'm going to end up giving this to my daughter. So this was an old jar that I found at a thrift store. It is a ball jar, and so I found it at the thrift store. I paid a couple of bucks for it. So around the edge here I put the Guipure lace, which is the cream Guipure LA00027. I just love mixing these gorgeous laces with twine and raffia. I just love the look that it comes up with. And then I have some twine wrapped around the jar here, some raffia wrapped around here, and some more vintage lace from my stash wrapped around the top. And I just used some hot glue to adhere it down. And the raffia just ties right here under the metal part. And so what I have in this jar, down at the bottom, I had some old packing material from some dishes that were packed that were 100 years old, and I've kept it and used it sparingly on little projects. But this is really old newspaper cut up to use for stuffing in an old box of dishes. And so this is the way it looks all the way around. Inside I have some trims, and I will pull them out and show you. But this is what the jar ended up looking like. So in the jar, this one I pulled out so that the others would come out easier, but all four fit in there. What I did is I made some trims using the different organic products, and then wrapping them around clothespins, which I distressed with vintage photo. So for instance, this one, I just took muslin and just randomly pleated it on my sewing machine. I didn't iron it down, I just did it real randomly because that's the kind of look that I wanted. And so I randomly pleated it and sewed it, and then I added on the top, I added the cream or the light ivory organza rose trimming small, that is OZ00009, and I just used my Fabri-Tac to glue that on. So she can either keep the jar like it is, or she can take these trims off and use them. They're very, very usable. So I just wrapped them all on the clothespin like that. And this one, I ended up using one of the Pearlescent Ivory head pins. That's from this pack, HP00018. And I ran it through one of the white crocheted flowers, which is CHT001. And then I tied a little burlap under the bottom with a little bow. And I just used a little glossy accent to hold that down. And then I just used this to secure my trim onto the clothespin. So I have 3 more in here, and this one will fit in there. It's just a little tight, so I wanted to be able to take everything out when I opened it up. So I'm going to open this up here. It is the old glass top. Oh, they're so neat, these old jars. So this is another one. On this one I used the same head pin, and on this one I used the two-tone cherry blossom in the PM00015. This little orange one. I just stuck the pin right through it, and I secured it by another bead there. So it makes a nice little pin. And then I just took some of this gorgeous lace, the natural cotton lace, and this one is LA00009, and I just stitched it on to some linen, and then I also stitched at the bottom to secure it so that it wouldn't totally unravel. And if you don't sew, you could also use Fabri-Tac, and that would work fine. You still get the same results. So then this is just a piece of trim now that she can use. So that one turned out like that. And then this one, I just tied it with a piece of actually the burlap string. And this one is just a piece of the ivory burlap trimmed with the natural cotton lace in the LA00020. I just think that is such a nice contrast, the burlap with that gorgeous lace. So this could be used on trimming a package, it could be used on any kind of project or art piece. And then there's some of that stuff there. This is some of the darker natural burlap, and on it I sewed a piece of the natural cotton lace LA00005. So that's just a piece of the burlap with that natural lace sewed on the bottom. Isn't that pretty? So then they just all go back in the jar, and I have the stuffing down below. So it makes a nice little gift, and I really think it turned out well for this month's theme. So I hope you enjoyed. You can comment and leave me any messages. I always appreciate that, and I hope everyone's having a great summer. Thank you. Bye.